See Webb joining us now. Did you ever try to do stand-up comedy, Chris?
No, I haven't. I think you guys are all wrong. He said all of college football?
No.
No way. Like, oh, man. Come on. Like, first of all, to be a comedian, you got to kind of have had some problems and are willing to share them with the world. And they're the most, like, vulnerable people. And I think that, for them to get on stage, or I have a couple of friends that are actually like stand-up guys, and they have that struggling actors mentality where they don't get much and they're on the road for years. But I know a lot more, I guess it's all perspective, because I know a lot of stories of athletes that didn't make it. So I see less success in being an athlete than I do in being other things.
Who's the funniest guy you've ever been around? A teammate or a player you played against? Like, who would be a stand-up comedian?
Well, there's a lot of guys that are funny, but I don't know if they can handle the crowd. But I'd say Barkley, of course. Chuck, he's Mr. One-Liner. He's funny all the time. And I'd say Jay Will, man, Jason Williams. He literally probably the funniest guy I've ever been around my whole life. He's inappropriately funny. He's appropriately funny. He's funny at the wrong time. He's funny when you should be sad. He's funny when you should be happy. And that's just who he is, man. Jay Will is definitely probably the funniest cat I've ever met.
Before I get to Game 4 tonight with the Warriors and the Rockets, Reggie Miller was on yesterday. He talked about the first time he played against LeBron. LeBron was a rookie. Do you remember the first time you played against LeBron?
I don't. I remember that his first game was in Sacramento, and I was just coming off a knee surgery. But I do remember that I got a chance to go home to Detroit and play for the Pistons. It was always a dream, and we were in their sixth Eastern Conference Finals, my first Eastern Conference Finals championship, up with the game in Detroit. And LeBron, I think, hit us with 25 in the fourth quarter.
Oh.
So I played against, I think, and I was talking to someone. I think I actually was talking to one of his friends the other day, and we were talking about, his name is Maverick, and he was saying that we think that game is what built the LeBron brand. I mean, of course, every game he played, but when he had that game against the defense of the Pistons, came back and won on the road, and then went on to the championship. To me, I didn't play against the first LeBron, but I played against one of the best of them, and I saw how great he was early.
But what's that feeling like when somebody's putting up 25 and a quarter?
It's happened a lot. AI was so tough to stop. But I only had that feeling with Michael Jordan, who I think he had like 52 or 54, 56 on us when I was in Washington in the playoffs. I remember thinking in the middle of the game, Jordan sold his soul to the devil. I remember I told Juwan that. I was like, he sold his soul to the devil, dude. There's no way he's supposed to make that shot right there. And we just had to take it and laugh. But with LeBron, it was so different because he was shooting and hitting threes. We were double-teaming him. He was coming down the lane dunking. And we had a big physical team. I mean, it was Ben Wallace, Max Hill, Rasheed Wallace, all these guys, Dale Davis, big guys. And he was a man-child. And that's when it hit me, just he can really shoot. He can spread the floor. Yeah, he can pass. He can do all the great things. He's so skilled, but he's so strong as well. And I know we give him credit for that now, but I just remember thinking, man, I can't believe how young this kid is and how strong he is. He could be playing football. That's all we were thinking.
What did you see last night?
With Cleveland?
Yeah. Or Boston.
That series is so weird, man. It's so weird. What I saw last night is at home, a lot of players have confidence, and it's really good. Kyle Korver playing. Jeff said, what I saw last night is, even though they traded for all these other guys, it's about the guys that's been there, the guys that have played in the championship, the guys that are stepping up with heart. But I just don't know if it'll travel. I didn't know if it was gonna. I didn't know if they were going to play that hard last night. And I think it comes down to playing hard. And I think people discredit how important a crowd is. Like, crowds are so important. And when you have a crowd that constantly keeps you pumped up, I mean, you're going to play hard. And I just want to know, can they take that on the road when they're getting booed? Can they turn those boos into that same type of energy?
We're talking to Chris Webber. He's got the call tonight with Marv Albert and Reggie Miller, 9 Eastern on TNT, Game 4, Rockets and the Warriors. How important is this game tonight? We usually look at pivotal Game 5, but, man, there's a whole lot riding on this game tonight, Chris.
The fun thing about working with Reggie is that most of the time we agree, and when we don't, we just go at each other. And with this series, we've agreed on almost everything, and we thought the last game was the biggest of the series for Houston. You just don't want to get down to Golden State. And we're all talking about how well Steph Curry played, right? And Steph Curry played great. Thompson didn't play that great. They still were up 10.
Yeah.
So I almost think that we're almost making it easier on Houston because, oh, my God, Steph had a great game. You know, Steph had a great game, but they were already destroying them. And so to me, when you have a team with the mentality of Golden State, tonight their mentality is going to be just put your foot on their neck, don't let them breathe. And that's why Houston, I think, is going to just have to be, all hands on deck. And I think Chris Paul is going to have to play great like he has all series, but he's going to have a big impact tonight because if they lose this game with as loud as this arena is going to be, this series is over.
More unguardable, James Harden or Kevin Durant?
Wow. James Harden. I think Kevin Durant, they're both great scorers. But I think James Harden only because, well, not only, but because of his ball handling. He's a one-man fast break, man. He's Euro step. He led the league last year in free throws at getting to the line. The way that he handles the ball, he can go right or left at any time. And then his shooting. I mean, Steph Curry is a beautiful shooter. And Harden has to be, right up there on that first tier. Not that he's Steph, but right on that first tier. And I couldn't check either one of them, but Durant is so beautiful because he's taller than 7 feet. And his game is like watching, a ballerina. And so they're both so hard to score, but I would just say because Harden has the ball in his hands, he gets to dribble 450 times a game. That's pretty incredible. And, I think he's showcased a little bit more, but both of them so tough to stop.
When I watch Durant with his shot, his jumper starts on the left side of his head and then comes back over to the right side. So it's a slight movement adjustment there. It's not a normal one. And then I look at Lonzo Ball, which is more of almost a windshield wiper there. Is there any way you think you could shorten up Lonzo Ball's shot where it could maybe be where Durant starts? I'm not going to say it's going to look like that, but Durant does start on the left side and then moves over with his jumper.
Well, so I'm a great golfer, and I had to beat the crew yesterday. Guys and TV guys over there. Just shout out to them for getting beat. But a golf swing. Everybody has a different golf swing. About a guy like Furyk, And to me, I played with the guy. You remember Kevin Martin? He played for Sacramento, then went to Minnesota.
Yeah.
He averaged 20. He averaged 20 many years, And so one day I was with Coach Carrill, who was working him out as a rookie, and everyone was saying to him, "Change your jump shot." To me, it's the same exact shot as balls. It's really ugly. It comes low to high. And he was saying, well, let's talk about this jump shot. He said, what you have an advantage of? That when you knock down this shot, that you'll have the quickest pump fake because it takes so long to wind up. You just have to act like you're winding up. And to me, Dan, I know Ball hasn't shot the ball well. I know he hasn't shot the ball well. But if he shoots the ball well, that shot, it's okay. I mean, everybody's shot is different, and it's really no correct way to shoot it unless it goes in. And to me, it was more about it was more about the defense in the league took his confidence. It was more about, you play your first game against Patrick Beverly, it's going to be a rough year. And I just think that he just needs to make that shot better. I'm not one of the people that says he needs to change the shot. Reg might say that, and trust me, listen to Reg over me in that area. But I think that his jump shot is savable. I don't think he should change it. And I just think he needs more consistency and understand that the defense in the league is a little bit different. And how does he mitigate that speed with his jump shot? But I don't think it's a throw it away and start all over because that's pretty tough to do.
Did you hear what I asked Reg a challenge? I said if I blindfolded him, could he make more threes than Ben Simmons?
Yeah, he could.
And he said, he said yes, he would. He'd make more threes than Ben Simmons. Blindfolded.
Let me tell you something. Reg, we were doing this movie, this Uncle Drew movie, and we have to have prosthetics. It's a terrible process. Great movie, but it takes 3 hours to put on the makeup. We're playing basketball, so we're hurting. We only have a couple of days to be able to give you some of our body, and we're hurting. And it's like the third day. We can't even walk. And I just started talking junk to Reg to entertain us and know he would go out on the court. And he walked out on the court in this old prosthetic stuff, and I was saying Spike Lee's behind us, and he just knocked down 7 threes outside like it was nothing. His jump shot still is pure. And I asked him when was the last time he shot. He was like, maybe a year and a half ago. Reg's jump shot is pure. Now, his jump shot wasn't the prettiest until it went. But every time you saw that kind of right hand go to the left, and it was kind of a weird and a leg motion. Reggie had a weird jump shot, but man, it was effective.
Yep, he could still give somebody 5 or 10 minutes. He could be a Kyle Korver, I think, for somebody in the finals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
if his knees are holding up and he can run off those screens, he can knock it down. All he needs is a little bit of space. And, he still got that kickstand, so he's going to get a couple and ones, but you coming out there tripping you while he knocks down the three. So Reg always knows how to put him in the bucket.
Chris, good to talk to you. Have fun tonight. Always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, guys. I'm going to have to rethink my thing now about basketball, though, because I don't know. I'm kind of agreeing with you guys about sports. But anyway, thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you, Chris.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.